Hello and welcome to AM Language. This is our morning lesson for beginners and elementary. Sorry, I'm just going to share the lesson. There we go. Okay, it's now shared. So good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is well. Let me know. LVScom. Hi, Richard. How are you doing? Thank you very much, LVScom. I am well, thank you. How are you? I'm doing okay. It's a lovely day today. Another nice day. I hope to find time today to do some exercise. I want to do exercise for more than just 20, 30 minutes. But it's a really nice day. It would be a good day to go for a walk somewhere. How are you doing, LVScom? I hope you are well. So, excellent. Very good. I'm glad to hear that, LVScom. Let me know who else is watching. If you have any questions about today's lesson, please do. You will also have received an email about next week, because next week we will have online lessons in the morning into the early afternoon, and then in the afternoons at 4 o'clock I will be giving a YouTube lesson as well. Irina, hello, good morning. Thank you for joining. Now, this lesson is for beginners and elementary, but if you are of a different level, don't worry. I'm sure there is something for you to learn and take part in. So the first thing that we're going to look at is we're just going to look at what we are a topic in the first half of the lesson. We're going to look at some grammar, and here we're going to be talking about the environment. And we're going to look at quantities as well, how to talk about the quantity of something. And then in the second part of the lesson, we are also going to look at for and against speech that we can find in the elementary class. And here we're going to look at being able to talk about questions, talk about ideas we agree with, and ideas we don't agree with as well. Let me know in the comment section, in the live chat section, by the way, what your level is, so I can if you have a question or if you have a sentence that you want me to look at, I can respond for your level as well. So let's begin. Now, the environment. If you do have a beginner book, you will see that on page 82, the title is "It's a Beautiful Environment." Now, I think it does depend where you are in the world for that one. The more in nature you are, probably the more beautiful it is. Edward 8, hi, good morning. Hi, good morning, Edward 8. Thank you for joining. So let's have a little look at some important vocabulary when we're talking about country and society in relation to the environment. So if we have a little look at education, okay, education. you will find that in question 2, you have to match the words with other words. Now, what we call this is something called lexical set. A lexical set is your topic, okay? We call this basically your topic. And then we have something called a lexical chain, okay? And these are words that are linked to the topic. So, for example, if our topic is environment, your lexical set is environment, okay? It's environment. It means your lexical chain would be things like maybe weather, pollution, maybe industries, and so on and so forth. So it's any word that you can link back to the environment. If it's education, you will find, let's say, your lexical set is education, for example. Okay, such as in question 2. You can see that education, the lexical chain, the words that are linked to education would be words like teachers, school, teachers, here, teachers, school, schools, university, for example. So those would be your lexical chain. Again, you've got your you have your education, the topic is education, that's your lexical set, and therefore your lexical chain would be teachers, schools, and universities. If you have health, let's say your next one is your next lexical set, okay, is going to be health system, okay, the health system. Your lexical chain would be hospitals, doctors, an operation, for example. So I'm going to give you 2 more lexical sets, and what I would like you guys to do is see if you can think of words that would be part of that lexical chain, that lexical set. So the lexical set, so if where you say, don't forget, the lexical set is kind of like the topic, okay, the subject or subject. Let's say I were to say it's weather. Okay, can you guys think of some words that you can use that are related to weather? What do you think the lexical chain of weather would be? Can any of you think of words that are part of the topic of weather? I'm going to give one, okay, which would be rain, for example. So your turn. Let's see what you guys come up with. Can you think of words that are related to weather? And obviously, weather is related to the environment. So, can you guys think of any other words? You've got rain. Okay, Irina, season, yes. Sun, yes. Excellent. These are good examples. You can also go for snow, wind, and so on and so forth. Good, guys. So that is a good example. Let's do one more. Lexical chain, your lexical set, sorry. In this case, is going to be crime. Okay, so things that are, bad, breaking the law. What do you think? Can you think of a word that would be part of your lexical? What would be the words that make up your lexical chain that would be related to crime? Any ideas? Hello, good morning, Sandra M. Okay, thunder. Yes, that would be part of the previous one with weather. Yes, thunder would go with the previous one. Irina has come in with prison for the lexical chain of crime. Yes, prison is a very good one. Any other ideas? We've got prison. Any other words? I'll come in with one, and that would be let's go with police, for example. That would be another lexical chain. Yes, Sandra, well done. Yeah, police. You can also include words like safe or dangerous. Potentially, you've got you've got those sort of words. Okay, good. So we've now had a little look at what we are talking about in terms of when you have your lexical set, you need to look at the lexical chain, words that are related to your subject. Now, this helps you when reading. Now, we can't do the reading here. Next week, hopefully, you'll be able to do some reading in your Zoom lessons, but it's a bit too difficult to do the reading here. But the reason why this is important is that when you can see what the lexical set is, and then you know what your lexical chain is, it helps you with reading because it means you can read faster. It helps you to see what the question is asking you, and therefore it helps you with being able to answer the question better, really. That's what we're looking at. Just on a quick note, just pronunciation. I just want to have a little look at some words with you. So it's to do with the syllable stress of some of these words. So, for instance, if we say countryside, okay, countryside, countryside, okay, it's got 3 syllables. Do you think the stress is on country? Sorry, do you think the stress is on country or side? Is it countryside, countryside, or countryside? Where is the syllable stress? In this case, I'm going to give you this as an example. In this case, it's going to be on the first syllable, which is countryside. Okay, so that is how we break the pronunciation up of this word. It's on the first stress. Countryside, countryside, countryside. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. So over to you guys. If I type the word environment. Which one do you think it is? Is it N? It's actually the pronunciation is in environment, environment, environment. So is it on the first one, environment? Environment. Okay, Sandra, you've gone for 2, which would be my next one. B, environment. We'll do one more. C, environment. Okay, so Sandra thinks it's environment. So Sandra thinks it's on the second. Do you all agree? Is it environment, environment, or environment? Which one do you guys think it is? Sandra thinks it's on the second. Let's see if people agree with you, Sandra. I should point out, by the way, the EN here is pronounced in, not N. Irina, B, yes, that is correct. Well done, guys. Excellent. Okay. B, LVS.com, well done. Next one. Now we know what we're doing. What do you think about hospital? First of all, how many syllables does hospital have? Hospital. Hospital. Is it 2 or 3? Hospital. Hospital. And where do you think the stress is? Hospital. 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 2 or 3 syllables? Hospital. Hospital. Sandra, well done. Excellent. You've pinpointed it. Yes, it has 3 syllables, and the stress is on the first one. Hospital. Well done, guys. 3. Edward thinks 2. Irina thinks it's 3. Okay, it is 3. The middle one, hospital. We say it very quickly, so you can almost not hear it in that sense. Let's do one more, and then we'll look at quantity. I'm going to pick out this one here. Okay, university. University. How many syllables does university have? University. 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 4. Let's see. University. University. Yeah, 5. Uni. That's 2 syllables. The first one is uni. 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 Because it's got 2 vowels in there. So Irina, you are right. There are 5. Where do you think the stress is? Sandra thinks it's on the ver. I can tell you, Sandra, it is correct. You, me, ver, si, ti. Yes, well done, Sandra. University. Good. University. All right, so in this case, the syllable stress is on the third word. Now, this is important to look at when you learn new words. It's important to know how many syllables there are and where the stress is. So let's move on to talk about quantity. So some of you might already know this. When we're going to talk about quantity, we've got at the bottom, no or none. Then we move up to, let's say, almost no or almost none. And in the middle, we've got some. Then we have quite a lot. And then we have a lot and lots. Or loads. That's another one. So that's the scale when we're talking about quantity. We've got no or none. Then we move to almost no or almost none. Then some. Then quite a lot. And then at the very top, we've got quite a lot, lots, or loads. So that's how we move up the scale. So, for example, we can say we have almost no milk. We have quite a lot of water. We have loads of bread. We have, there's actually, let's go with a different one. There's no butter left, or there's no more butter. I would like to point out here that the difference between when we use left and butter. So if we use left, left comes at the end of the sentence. There's no more cheese left. So left comes at the end of your sentence. That means no more. There's no more cheese. There's no more cheese. That's another way. This time more has to come before the noun. There's no more cheese. So there's no more cheese left. There's no more cheese. And there's no cheese left. So all of these three sentences are saying the exact same thing. There's no more cheese left, so we're using both more and left, but we can see more comes before the noun. Left is always at the end of your sentence, by the way. We can use this for time as well, such as I have one more week. I have 1 week left. We can say that. So I have one more week. I have 1 week left. What is the difference between there's no and there's no? There's no and there's no and there's not. Ah, right. Okay. Good question. So let's say there's no more bread, for example, or there's not a lot of bread. And this is the key difference here. If I'm going to go with no, I'm going to come after with no more. Not plus a lot. And that's the structure. So there's no more bread. There's not a lot of bread. So there's no more bread. No more bread. There's not a lot of bread. And then I can add left as well. There's not a lot of bread left. There's no more bread. There's not a lot of bread. We can say there are almost no shops open at the moment. There are almost no shops open. We can also say there are not a lot of shops open. So we're saying the exact same thing, but we can see that in this case, we're going to use not a lot or no shops. And the important thing to remember is I cannot use no a lot in this case. I have to use not a lot. So we have no good schools, let's say, or we do not have any good schools. Now you can see here this structure is longer. We have no good schools. That's shorter. We have no good schools. If we're going to use the negative not, we need do not. For instance, in this case, we do not have any good schools. So that's another structure we need to remember. We have no good schools. We don't have any good schools. Okay. We have some clean water. We have quite a lot of clean water. So quite a lot is more than some. So with this, we've got some plus adjective plus noun. With quite, we have quite. I mean, it's some, but it's a bit more than some. Quite plus a lot plus of plus adjective plus noun. So that is the structure you're working off. And before both of them, you need have. So we have quite a lot of clean water. They have some clean water. And that's the structure you're working off. Okay. So, and that's that in terms of quantity. So before I move on to the next thing, do any of you have any questions about this? Does that make sense? I wanted to make sure that we have a good understanding when we use no, when we use not, and how we create the structure with some and quite. If none of you have any, I tell you what, I'm going to give you some test here very quickly. I'll see what you guys write. Okay, so let's go with okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. So you've got 1, we have blank pasta. 2, we have blank pasta left. And 3, we do blank have any pasta. Ooh, let me rewrite that last one. Let's see what you guys write. So we have blank pasta. We have blank pasta left. We do blank have blank pasta left. Can you try and complete these 3 sentences for me? You need to think in terms of no, not, um, any, maybe some, quite a lot. So there are more options there than there are questions. So I would like you to try and choose some of these options to complete 3 sentences. Let's see what you guys come up with, and then we'll move on to the next one. So Sandra, well done. We have quite a lot of pasta. Don't forget the of. Actually, I should have put that in. So quite a lot of. My mistake in terms of the options, I left out of. So we have quite a lot of pasta. We have not pasta. LVScom, try again. Try again. We have no tasty pasta. Yes, that makes sense, Arena. So no, we can't use we have not pasta. If you scroll back up through the options, we would have to add, for instance, you could say LVScom. We're going to have to try and change that. Maria, hello. We have any pasta left? Nope, that's not going to quite go. If you use any, we're going to have to go, we don't. We do not have any pasta left. That would make sense. Okay, I'll give you an example. So for the example for number 1, we have no pasta. Okay, sorry, we have quite a lot of pasta. Okay, so that could be number 1. Number 2, we have no pasta left. That could be the answer for number 3. And number 4, we do not have any pasta. Okay, let's try again. We have 1 plate. If you're going to use plate, Arena, we have 1 plate of pasta left. You need the of. You need the preposition of. Okay, I'm going to try with two more. Okay, so 1. They Okay, so you need to think of this in terms of okay, so here what I've done is I've included the options that you need to use, and you need to put it in the correct order. Number 2, LVScom, they have a lot of pasta. Yes, that is correct. Well done, LVScom. They have a lot of pasta. Maria, if you say they have pasta, that's fine. Sandra, they have a lot of pasta. Yes, that was the correct answer for number 1. Now try question number 2. They blank pasta blank. Your options, you need to use the words left, do, have, not, and any for number 2. Let's see what you guys come up with. LVScom, they do not have any pasta left. Correct. That is the correct answer. Well done, LVScom. That is the correct answer. Okay. Good. So, guys, that brings us to the end of the first part of the lesson, where we were looking at quantity from the beginner book. Now we will look at for and against. I don't know what that noise was. Okay, let's look at the next bit. So next bit, we're now looking at elementary, page 74, for and against. Simply looking at the vocabulary, we need to think of positive and negative words when we're talking about for and against. If you are for something, it means you agree with it. If you are against something, it means you disagree with it. So, for instance, you can be for less taxes. You can be for more taxes. You can be against less taxes. You can be against more taxes. When it comes to the environment, you can say you are for cleaner energy. You are against cleaner energy. You are for electric cars. You are against electric cars. So we then need to think of the way we are going to construct our sentences, and then explaining why. For example, you could say, I am for more schools because it's going to improve education. So what you will see I've done here is I've started off with a present simple, okay? Present simple. I'm for something, okay? Such as I'm for more schools. Okay? So this is the positive. I'm for more schools, meaning I agree with more, in another way of putting it, you're saying I agree there needs to be more schools. Okay, so that's what you're saying. You then link your idea with because, and then you add present continuous. You then need a present continuous. It's going to plus result. Now, result, you need your adjective plus noun. So when you put everything together, I'm for more schools because it is going to improve education, for example, or I'm against more let's see, as an example, let's go with I'm against more I'm against more factories because it is going to, then you need your adjective, damage the environment. And that is how we construct our basic sentences when trying to say that you agree with something or you disagree with something. Now, for example, in the current situation with the coronavirus, you could say, I'm for free COVID-19 testing because it is going to save more lives, for example. So I am for free COVID-19 testing because it is going to save more lives, for example. At the same time, you can say, I'm against what can we be against during this period? Okay, I'm against the idea of people meeting because it is going to spread the virus, for example. Okay, so this is how we can use this language to give our opinion. We've got I'm for or I'm against something. You need because, then the present continuous, and then the result. Okay, now how do you form the question? Well, you've got this. Are you for free health care? Are you against, let's say, are you against, if we're talking about the environment, are you against let's say, I'm for lockdown because it's better to control COVID. Is that correct? Is it correct? I'm for lockdown. I'm for lockdown because it is better to control COVID. Yes, actually, that is fine. There you've gone with because it's, and then another present simple. That's not wrong. You can do that, LVS.com. You can say, I'm for lockdown because it's better to control COVID. You can also say, I am for lockdown because it's going to control COVID-19 better. I'm just going to write it if you were to use the present continuous. I'm for lockdown. You can actually add a little bit more to the lockdown. I'm for the lockdown, the social lockdown, for example, because it is going to control the virus better. So if you wanted to use the present continuous, this is how you would write it, but the way you've written it, LVS.com, is good. So for instance, questions. Are you against travel at the moment? Are you against travel at the moment? Are you for electric cars? Are you against the idea of taxing businesses at the moment? So that is also how you can form the question as well. So I'm now going to ask you guys a question, and I would like you to respond with your answer. So let's go with okay, so let's see how you guys respond. I'm going to give you an example of a response to this, and then you can give me your own response. Okay, so the question is, are you for the idea of governments giving people money to, oh, sorry, I've got that wrong. Let me just rewrite that again. Okay, are you for the idea of governments giving people money to live because of COVID-19? Your answer can be something like, for it because people. Now, your answer might be something like this. I'm for it because people are going to lose their jobs. For example, that could be an example answer. So, guys, let me know, what is your answer? What do you think? What is your answer? Are you for the idea of governments giving people money to live because of COVID-19? I'm against travel at the moment because the corona situation. Okay, because of, don't forget this, Sandra, because of the corona virus situation. Okay, so because of, don't forget because of. If you're going actually with the this is because you've got two options. Because it is, because it present continuous. Continuous. If you're going to go with the present simple, because plus of plus present simple. That's something to remember, guys. Because it is going something something, or because of the coronavirus, because of plus noun, the object of your sentence. Okay, so if you're not going to go with the present continuous, you need of, because of. Here's a question for you. Are you for travel at the moment? Okay. Are you for travel at the moment? What is your answer? Sandra's given her answer, but I like Sandra. Try and give me your answer again. Let's see what you guys answer. Irina, I'm for the idea of government support for the pandemic. Good answer. I'm for the idea of government support. Actually, how can we improve this? I'm for the idea of government support to help people during the pandemic. That would be an even better answer, Irina. I'm for the idea of government support to help people during the pandemic. That would be an even better answer. But I like what you're doing there, Irina. So good. That's a really good starting. That's a really good answer to begin with. Let me ask you guys this next question. Are you for are you for what think of during this period? Let's see what LVS.com has said. I'm for it because it is a difficult economic situation for everyone. LVS.com, that's a fantastic sentence. I can see which answer you've answered as well. So that's an excellent, excellent answer. Well done. Great stuff. Here we go. So maybe my question is, are you for free COVID-19 testing? So that's my next question. Are you for free COVID-19 testing? I know this is a question that has happened in some countries like the United States. I think in the United States they have tried to make some states have made COVID-19, the testing for COVID-19 free in some states, and in some states it's not free. So what do you think, guys? Are you for free COVID-19 testing, or are you against free COVID-19 testing? What do you think? Let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, this is the type of language you can definitely use straight after this lesson. If you like, you can try and ask me a question as well. You are welcome to try and ask me a question with this language. It's one of those types of language that is, it can be a little bit difficult at first, but once you know how to use it, it becomes easier, and it can be really helpful as well. So feel free, see if you can answer this question. Are you free? Are you for free COVID-19 testing? Or if you like, you can try and ask me a question as well. If you want to change the topic as well, feel free. You can change the topic with your question. I mean, if you like, you can always ask me, are you for pineapple on pizza? If you like, you can ask me that question. I have strong opinions about pineapple on pizza, to be honest. Okay, LVS.com, I'm for it because people are going to save time. Yeah, that's a good answer, LVS.com. Well done. You're answering my question. Are you for free COVID testing? You've replied saying, I'm for it because people are going to save time. That's a really good answer. And that is how you can do this. Well done, LVS.com. That's a good answer. Feel free to try and ask me a question. Or if you like, you can answer the previous question I just put as well. Are you for pineapple on pizza? It's a silly question, but it's a good example to practice using this language. While I wait for you guys to either answer the question or to create a question, I just want to remind you about one or two things to do with the rest of the week and what's happening next week as well. So just to remind you, later today, this is Thursday today, isn't it? So later today at 2 o'clock today, there is a pre-intermediate lesson, and then at 4 o'clock today, there is the intermediate lesson. Tomorrow you have the upper intermediate and IELTS lesson. Then at 2 o'clock you have speaking English for jobs interviews for all levels, and 4 o'clock tomorrow. There's also emails to apply for jobs. Irina, are you against pineapple on pizza? Because it goes on a pizza rather than in a pizza. For instance, you can say in a sauce, but on a pizza because it goes on top. In a sauce because you mix it in the sauce, or on a pizza. Are you against pineapple on pizza? To write my answer. Okay, so my answer to your question, Irina, yes, I am against pineapple on pizza because I think it doesn't go with ham, tomato, and cheese. If I say something doesn't go, it means I'm saying I don't think it tastes good with ham, tomato, and cheese. So for me, I don't think it tastes good with those other ingredients, and that's why I'm against it. LVS.com, are you against online English lessons? Are you against? Okay. I'm going to write my answer. So to answer your question, LVS.com, are you against online English lessons? I have replied saying, no, I am for online English lessons because it is going to help students. We will be starting next week. I could also say we are going to start next week. And that's something else, guys. Please check your emails. We are going to start giving online lessons next week through Zoom. So you will be receiving emails from your teachers with the link to the Zoom lesson. You will also be receiving your timetables as well. It is a start. What we're doing. So we're going to, next week, we will combine online Zoom lessons and YouTube lessons. So in the morning, you guys will have your lesson. You will have a 40-minute lesson. And then in the afternoon, you will have a 45-minute YouTube lesson every day. The YouTube lesson will be skill-based lessons, developing your speaking, your listening, your speaking, your writing for different situations as well. So we're going to, next week, we're going to combine the two. So that is going to be the start. So guys, thank you very much for joining the beginner and elementary lesson today. If you are not a beginner in elementary, but you are of a higher level and you have joined in, thank you very much for joining the lesson and participating. For those LVS, for the likes of LVS.com, I want to say a special thank you to LVS.com, Arena, Sandra, Maria, for writing in the live chat. Thank you very much for writing in the live chat. It's been really enjoyable to interact with you guys. For everyone else who is watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking the video. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video and share it with friends that you think might help, that might find it helpful. Sandra, nice day, Richard. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you very much for joining. Irina, thank you. See you. Irina, thank you as well. See you maybe later. So don't forget, guys, the next lesson today is going to be pre-intermediate at 2 o'clock, then intermediate at 4 o'clock. Please check your emails as well over today and the coming days, because we're going to have lessons next week. Edward 8, thank you. Edward 8, thank you. Actually, and thank you for writing in the live chat section. I think you wrote a little bit as well, Edward. So, guys, thank you very much. I will see you guys later at 2 o'clock today for the pre-intermediate class. And please check your emails over the weekend as well for your timetables. Thank you so much. I will see you guys later. Please like and share the video. Thank you.